Come see me at RuPaul's DragCon September 28th, 29th, and 30th. Get your tickets now at RuPaulsDragCon.com.
So first we're going to start about the experience of being a single drag queen. Dusty, did you find it harder to date when you started doing drag?
Here's the deal. I actually lucked out. I was never a single drag queen. I got the man first and then was like, yo, I think I want to do drag.
And what was your reaction when Dusty said that to you?
Work.
Were you doing drag before the two of you met?
I've been doing drag since Dirt and Water. Yes.
The original contour.
It's the original contour. I hate you so much. Yeah, I was doing drag since 92, 93. So we met in 2002. So yeah, I did have quite a little bit of single time before Adam.
Were you dating? Like, what was it like dating as Chad Michaels, the drag queen?
Well, I dated one guy like in the 90s, and he was, I kind of refer to him as the first love of my life, and we had a great time, but he had other aspirations of his own. So that was like my first relationship. And then I never had Grindr. I had AOL Men for Men, ladies and gentlemen. Who remembers that? Raise your hand.
Come on, gay.com.
In the back.
Yeah, I think that
smoke signals.
Smoke signals, all
Carrier
that.
pigeons.
But I think as a single queen, I didn't have a lot of luck meeting guys. Really, there is a certain stigma attached to it, and but there was lots of sex. I think.
Ginger, what about you? What was like dating as a drag queen, like being single?
Well, the strange thing about that is, when I got into doing drag 15 years ago at this point, I was with my former partner, so it was something that we went into the relationship and drag was not a part of it, and it became a part of it. And then by the time I met this one over here, I had already been on RuPaul's Drag Race. I was in the middle of season 7, pretty much. The thing that attracted me to him the most was that he didn't know who I was. He didn't know what RuPaul's Drag Race was. He was like, oh, was that like Cars? Like, yeah, I love Cars. Let's go watch it.
Oh.
And that's when I was like, oh, yes, marry me. Take me right now, please.
Do you sleep with fans? Is that on the table? Like, if somebody clocks you, like...
Not on a table. It won't support my weight.
But let's say, Ginger, like, between your relationships, if there was some time, if somebody clocked you on an app or clocked you in real life,
I
would
got
you sleep
a story,
with them?
girl.
Tell us.
In that in-between time between my former partner and then meeting this one right here, I was traveling the world. I had just been top 3 on RuPaul's Drag Race, one of the biggest seasons at that point, and it was incredible. All the people were throwing themselves at you. I had met this boy, and we had gone for coffee, ended up going to dinner, and had a great time. We went back to the hotel, and I tried topping for the first time in my entire life. It did not go well, mostly because as we're going at it, he just looks back and goes, oh my God, I can't believe I'm being Ginger Minj. It totally tucked itself at that point. I had to send him out of the room, and I was like, that's disastrous. I never want to meet anybody. I never want to talk to anybody. I never want to have sex again until I met him. Yeah. I met him the day that I got back from filming All Stars 2. So I consider being eliminated by Alyssa Edwards a blessing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous. I'm crying. How did the two of you meet?
Okay, so we met at a club in San Diego called Club Montage, and there were these queens in town that did candy girling, and they had like a little tray, and they went around to all the bars selling their whatever they had in their tray. And so Adam was basically assisting this one really mean one. And I hated the way watching him treat Adam. And so one night, he came in with Adam, and I don't know, you guys had done something, because you guys just get out of here right now. And I said, bitch, no, you don't bring these boys up in here and let us get to know them, be friends with them, and then kick them out. You get the out, girl.
Yeah!
So I rescued him from a horrible drag queen, and yeah, we've been together 15 years, and that's how it started.
And how did the two of you meet?
All right, so I was waiting tables in New York City, and Mark was actually waiting tables at a restaurant right across the street. So corporate restaurants in New York City are really f***ed up. It's really weird. You have to clock in for 5 minutes, clock out for an hour, clock back in, and then work. So on that hour that we clocked out, I would go down the street and have margaritas at Wahoo's, this other Mexican restaurant. Well, so would Mark. And we would get wasted before we have to go wait tables. So like my third or fourth time seeing Mark sitting at the bar, I was like, I'm gonna give this boy my number. But I wasn't even slick about it. I was awkward as f***. I wrote it down on a napkin. I walked out to go to my shift, and I just looked at him and went, and left. I didn't even so we texted for a couple days and then it stopped. And then 2 months later, I was helping a drag queen in a pageant, and it was 3:30 in the morning, and I'm standing out on the sidewalk outside of the Ritz, and I look over and I see Mark standing there smoking a cigarette, and I was like, "Hey, don't I know you?" And he looks over and goes, "No." I was like, "No, really, I think I know you from somewhere." He goes, "You've probably seen me at the club." And I was like, "No, I don't think I've seen you at the club." I was like, "Where do you work?" He's like, "A steakhouse." I'm like, "God, could you just talk to me, dude? It's like pulling teeth trying to get to know you." I was like, "Cool, dude, what steakhouse?" He's like, "Hurricane Club." I'm like, "Do you remember 2 months ago a guy gave you his number at Wahoo's?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Never loved ya," and walked away. I was like, not messing with this.
When he says he was helping a drag queen out, so it was 3 in the morning. He was covered in fake blood. It's not like he was his charming usual self. And I was,
I was in booty shorts and a tank top. I looked cute.
Fake blood.
And fake blood. Oh my God. He came home with me and we started kissing and then I kicked him out of my house.
Oh my God.
I did. I was like, "You can't stay here. You've got to go." And he's like, "What? Really?" I was like, go.
And you're 5 years later, they're together. Yay! What do you love most about your partner?
Honestly, he makes me smile, even when I'm having the worst day ever, which can be literally any day, because, these girls can attest, we work a lot, and we're run down and we're tired a lot of the time, but he can always put a smile on my face.
There's so many things about Adam that I love. It's just really a special thing to have someone in your life that completely understands you, and I am not easy to live with, and I'm sure none of the girls up here are. We have complicated lives, and but if I had to really pick one thing, it would be his laugh, because when I hear his laugh, I know that all is well in the world.
I love everything about Mark. He's just always coming through for me and 5 steps ahead of me in ways that I never thought that he would see as a drag husband. He knows what's up, and I just appreciate him so much. And thank you for everything you do. You're really awesome.
I am so single! I dated a real girl myself, and sometimes I was always amazed at the fan interactions. I felt like sometimes I would get sort of insecure. Maybe this was just my own insecurity. But the fans come up and you do not exist. That's how I would feel sometimes.
I've been cropped out of a few pictures.
This one has become more popular than I am. There are people that come up to the booth and I'm like, "Hi, come in, take a picture." They're like, "Oh, can we just get one with CJ?" I'm like, "Did you buy a shirt?" "Yeah, get as many as you want. We're good."
What about you guys are very public about your relationships, it seems which I love. Are there ever is there anything that's off limits to talk about when it comes to?
No, we have shared our entire relationship with
Right.
the world, and actually, we do want to make an announcement today. We said it wouldn't be a DragCon if we didn't share. I'm not pregnant, but we are having a baby. So yes.
What?
Yeah.
What kind?
Well, we already have 2 of the little fur babies, so we thought we would step it up this time, and we've begun the process of surrogacy. So we're really excited about it. We've been sitting on a secret for a couple weeks now, and we couldn't wait to share it with everybody.
That is awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Are there any other questions? Oh, come on, heels. Look at the heels. Oh, he's coming up here. All right. Yeah, take a microphone.
Take them all.
I wanted to take this opportunity to thank these queens for what they do because it means the world to me. Ladies of the panel, with all due respect to you and everyone in this room, I'd like to take the opportunity to ask the question I've truly wanted to ask for the longest time. Christian Alexander Gomez, I've had the best 5 years of my life with you. Christian, you're my best friend, and I believe I've found true love. Will you let me be that one, my husband?
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm Alexander Casala. Thank you to Dusty Ray Bottoms, Chad Michaels, Ginger Minj, and to their wonderful drag husbands. Yes! Thank you.